Hey, family. Hey, Financial Therapy to Prosperity family. Okay, hopefully you can hear me. Hey, family. Hello to my Financial Therapy to Prosperity family. So, I'm not going to be on here long, but I wanted to jump on because I've missed you guys the last couple of weeks. I have been wanting to get a video out. But there's a lot going on, right? It's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on in the news. This is like a lot going on. But we here, right? The first thing is, how am I feeling? So I have been under the weather for the last couple of weeks, quarantining from what else? COVID again. COVID is like, it's here and alive and it's not going anywhere, but it is not going to get the best of me. I had to make sure that I got plenty of fluids and, just really taking care of myself, doing a lot of homeopathic things, getting rest. As a matter of fact, today I actually had to get an IV drip because the nurse told me I was pale. So, so I had to get myself together. But I am here, I am good, and I cannot wait to get a video to you. I'm so excited about our upcoming videos and interviews and all the things that we have going on that I really want to talk about. So, the next thing that I have been thinking about, we've had so many different things happen, I think like in the span of like 10 days, um, is the Georgia chemical biohazard fire. Like, it is wild, right? We had the hurricane, we have all these other things going on, tragedy, families, people, having to leave their homes and all of that. And then on top of that, out of nowhere, comes this biochemical fire. And it's like, I know the town that it happened in. It's a small town. And the way that this thing has impacted Georgia has been just, it's been crazy, right? It's impacted the school system. They had to get fire departments, police from all different counties around because it's a really small city that it happened to. You have small businesses that have shut down, highways, the streets. I just think about like all of the money and all of the things that have had to happen, to keep people safe in this emergency. I think a lot about too, like the small businesses and the people that worked in the plant, that aren't able to work. As far as I know, nobody, was severely injured or anything like that. I know that there were some fire department EMS people and police officers, I think, that inhaled some chemicals and things like that. But as far as I know, everybody is okay. But just the calamity that happens and the financial toll that this takes on for the city, for the counties, for the state of Georgia, for the small business owners, just like everybody that is involved. And it always makes me think, like, are we really prepared, right? Like, we've been through COVID, like I said, the hurricane, the natural disaster, but things like a biochemical fire, like, who, that's not even anything like you can make up. It's like, what is really going on out here? And I'm like, what happens, just one event, and how it is like a trifecta, like a domino effect of how it really affects us financially and mentally, right? Because that is financial trauma. When you go through things like this, when you go through natural disasters, when you go through a biochemical fire, when you go through a bankruptcy, when you go through divorce, like all of that can be related to financial trauma. Because yes, of course, there may be physical injury and things that are happening with your health, but it still goes back to finances, right? Because it impacts you not being able to go to work. It impacts how you can care for your kid. It impacts every single thing. And the finances become number one. And are we in a financial place where if just that one disaster, if that one tragedy, if that one thing happens in our lives, are we really prepared to face it? And what are we prepared to do for our family? Like how are we ready for what's really going on out here? And then when I think about, like I said, you have the hurricane, you have this biochemical fire, like all of these things are happening and they're happening all at the same time. Hey from Indiana, I see you. Thank you for joining. But it's serious, and it's like to me, I still feel like, we're still not out of the COVID times, right? Like clearly I just had COVID again, and it impacted me, right? Like I was down, like I was down, and my body was down and I couldn't work, right? I'm thankful that I work from home, right? I'm a business owner, and that's grateful that, I'm grateful that things can run when I'm down, but it's still it's impactful. I can't take care of my kids the way I want to. All of these things are related. And at the end of it, of course, money is related to it. And no, for sure, our health is number one. Our health is the number one important thing. But like, let's be real, like, we need money to live. We have to pay our light bills. We have to buy food. We need money for our basic needs. And if we're not collecting money, if we're not making money to do that, then what happens? Like, we're compromised. Our families are compromised. We're left in vulnerable positions. So, that is why I talk about the importance of making sure that we are prepared for these things. And because the preparation leads where we're not having to scramble and figure out what's going on for our families is very, very real. And things are not getting any easier. They're not. I'm a very optimistic person, and I don't like to think of the worst case scenarios and everything like that. But at the same time, we have to be real with what's going on out here in this country, in this world. And I just want everybody to be in a position where they're able to really take a look at what's going on in the world, what's going on in their country, what's going on in their community, and how they can really prepare themselves the best way possible to take care of their families. Because I know it's not easy. It's not easy at all. Um, and I know it's like, well, where do I start? What do I do? How can I put myself in a better situation? I think the first thing is that you have to make a decision, right? Um, these decisions aren't easy. Um, but when you have to make a decision, you have to make a decision to change, right? Okay. And then these decisions aren't easy. And then once you make a decision to change, you have to figure out what is working and what's not working for you. What is it that you're just sick and tired of? What is it that you can't take anymore? What is it that you're doing financially that has you almost at the end of your rope? Write those things down and then figure out what would be the greatest thing that I could do to help me repair that situation. And I'm not saying that it's easy. And I'm not saying that it's just going to be like some light bulb that switches on, right? Because if you think about it, what if you're in a situation where you're in a job and you're over leveraged and you're not making enough money to take care of yourself or take care of everybody else? I get it. So my thing is, I always think, what is another income source that can happen? Like, what else could you do? You may not be in a position where you can go and find another job, but is there another way for you to make some kind of additional income that can come in that you don't have to trade your time for money, right? So maybe at first it takes some time to get it going, but once you get it going, you're good. And that's what we call passive income. So, what are some ways that you can create some form of income that can come in that can help you with some of those bills and some of those things that you're struggling with? Um, you know, to be honest, a lot of people Google. I know it sounds crazy, but I always say this, like, we have so much information at the palm of our hand, and we take so much time scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through YouTube, scrolling through Facebook, scrolling through TikTok at things that aren't really progressing us, right? I think we all need a break. Like, social media helps us take a break from reality, but it's a break in your reality. It's you're taking a break from your reality. But the thing is, we need to run closer into our reality so we can figure out things that really help you, things that can really move the needle for you so that you don't feel like you're suffering anymore financially. But like I said, it starts with looking at yourself, looking at your situation, and really wanting to make a change. Hey, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Hello. Hello. Welcome. So yeah, I'm really passionate about that, and I don't have the answers for everybody, but I do know that for me, I just got tired of being tired, and I had to figure out a way to make a change for myself, for my family, because I knew that what I was doing was not enough. And what if, you know, the horrific things happen, right? The chaos struck, the disaster struck, the COVID strikes, the biochemical fire strikes, the hurricane strikes. Like, are we in a position to really to help ourselves and our family? So I always believe that everybody has a gift. Like, there is something that you have to offer other people. There is a niche that you have. There is something that you possess that everybody doesn't have. That's where you need to start. You have no idea the types of things that people will pay for that you can provide them. Do not, count yourself out. I am sure that everybody at some point had a dream to do something, and they're not living that dream out. I guarantee they're not living that dream out. And the dream that they have is not necessarily about money, it's about what they feel like they could do for other people, or something that they're passionate about that they want to share with the world. But, as life goes on, as we get older, those dreams and those ways that we want to create impact, they get dialed down. So my thing is, write it down. Like, if you could, like, tap into that younger self, or tap into those things that you thought about yourself that you could do, where you felt like you were unstoppable, you were invincible, all those creative ideas and things that you wanted to do, and something that was connected to purpose, it's still there inside of you. I bet you some of those things are things that can also help provide some type of income stream for your family. You may not think so, but there's millions of people out there that make money every day, passive income streams that they never thought that they could, because they didn't realize that the thing that they wanted to do was something special, was a gift to someone else, and now they're receiving income for being a gift to somebody. So I say, use that and figure that out to see if there is something that you can do to help yourself to get out of that feeling of feeling stuck financially. You don't know where in the world it can go. So that's really all I wanted to get on here and say. There's so many things, like I said, that are going on at one time. And I just wanted to check in with everybody, see how they were doing, see how they were feeling, praying that everybody is safe, their families are safe, and that they're doing okay. I really miss you guys. I will be posting some new videos very, very soon. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate, again, I always say this, I appreciate all of your comments. all of your subscriptions, everybody that has really been supporting me. This has been an amazing journey on YouTube and providing content to you guys. It's been such a wonderful gift, and I really appreciate you listening and following me, and continuing to tune in. And I look forward to it. Like, the end of the year is here, so 2025 is almost here. So we're at the end of this fourth quarter. So we gotta gear it up, right? And really think about what it is, how we want to end our year, and how we want to start the next one. It's really, really important to keep your foot on the gas and to really open up to change and new ideas and creativity and all of those things. So I love you so much. Bye. Take care. See you next time.